All right, so guys, this is number 5 out of 2.7, and it says two functions f and g are related by the equation g of x equals f of x plus 2 minus 2. Use the numerical representation of f to make a numerical representation of g. Okay, so I'm going to do this part in pieces, y'all. So if you notice, here is my new function g of x. So it tells me that g of x is equal to f of the quantity x plus 2 and then minus 2. So I'm going to do this in pieces. This part right here means that we're going to be changing our x values. And even though it's a plus 2, we're actually going to move to the left 2 spaces, okay? So what does that mean I'm going to do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new table that's going to look like this. And I'm going to take my original x values. And I want you to think about it. If I'm moving them to the left, I'm really subtracting 2 from each of those x values, right? So what I'm going to do here is to say, okay, well, what's 1 minus 2? That would be a negative 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. 5 minus 2 is 3. This is 5. This is 7. And this is now 9, okay? So that's, and all I'm doing so far, guys, is just this part. I'm just taking my x values and I'm subtracting 2. I know it says plus 2, but when it's a plus 2 on the inside, we're actually going to move to the left 2 spaces, okay? Now, how am I going to deal with this part? This part is going to affect my y values. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to look at my y values, and if there's a minus 2, I'm going to go ahead and move them down 2 spaces, okay? So I'm going to take each of these y values and I'm going to subtract 2 from every one of them, okay? So here's my function g of x. And so 2 minus 2 is 0, and this is 2, and this is 1, and this is 4, and this is 6, and this is 8, right? So here's my new table. Now, the way I'm going to fill in this piece, this piece right here, is I want you to look at where my x values are starting off at. They're not starting at negative 1, they're starting at 1. And look, it's 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So really, this table here is the same as this table, they're just not using these first 2 values. So what I'm going to do is, okay, well, 1 gets paired up with 2, 3 gets paired up with 1, 5 gets paired up with 4, 7 gets paired up with 6, and 9 gets paired up with 8. So I'm just using these values here to enter in on that part right there, okay? So I hope that helps. If y'all got any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to help.